Hi everybody, how you all doing? You okay? Yep, cool. This is Mark, and this is Comic Book Stew. Yes, again. This is altogether overall episode 8 of Comic Book Stew, but this is the 4th video for box 2. If that makes any sense. If it doesn't, watch the other videos and you'll see what I mean. I think just have a drink of water here a second. It's better. Very hot still here today in the UK. Excuse me. If you saw the last video that I put up, that was the Rising Stars extra chunky episode. If you, for want of a better phrase, this episode again returns back to the usual mishmash and hodgepodge of comics that I have in each of these boxes, and we start off with Teen Titans number 81 from 2010, and I loved this series. I don't care that I'm nearly 40. I really don't give monkeys what people say or think, but I absolutely loved this series. It was a brilliant, fun, really fun and entertaining series, and by Art Baltazar, and it was Tiny Titans number 26. I'm really looking forward to their teeny tiny Hellboy coming from Dark Horse. Really looking forward to that. And here we have number 27. And then we have Titans number 23, which showcased the more mature Titans, as in Aqualad, who was then in these ones known as Tempest, Wonder Girl, who just went by the name of Donna Troy. You had the Dick Grayson Robin, who obviously was Nightwing. You had Kid Flash, who was Wally West and who became the third Flash, and Speedy, Green Arrow's sidekick Speedy, Roy Harper, who becomes Arsenal. Then he became Red Arrow. Then he went back to being Arsenal again when he lost his arm. But yeah, this whole series highlighted the original Titans, Teen Titans, but when they got older. This one here, you've probably seen videos of me saying I want to be the new Doctor Who, and if you see my Twitter account, you'll see that in my description bio it says that I'm an actor, a comedian, and other such things. And that I wouldn't mind being an actor. I think I have a perfect face for being a voiceover actor, and one of the main reasons, other than obviously the decent wage packet you would more than likely get being an actor, and the great chances to play different characters and be different people in different programs and films and such. But one of the reasons was I'd like to meet some of the famous people that also collect comics. One of those people that I know for a fact does collect comics is Jonathan Ross. And if you guys in America or Canada or anywhere else in the world don't know who Jonathan Ross is, he is a TV chat show host and sometimes comedian. I'm never going to meet him now, am I? Saying that. And his wife done the screenplay for Kick-Ass and Kick-Ass 2. Excuse me. And I would just like to get to a point in a acting career, hopefully mine, in an acting career, where I would get invited onto Jonathan Ross's chat show, because then I would just turn around and say, "Oh, cool. Any chance?" And on air, I would just go, "Oh, and could you sign this for me?" And just bring out all of Jonathan Ross's Jonathan Ross's comics that he's written, as in Turf, America's Got Power, and the such, and just like have a stack of. I would love to do that. Just have a stack of comics. Could you sign these for me as they're recording? You know, I think it'd be funny. But yeah. So there you go. So this is Turf, written by Jonathan Ross with Tommy Lee Edwards artwork in it. A really, really nice comic story, sort of set in it's like the 1920s, 1930s America sort of era, which had aliens, vampires, zombies, hitmen, robots. It was a really good story, actually. Really enjoyed it. The only problem is that's the only issue I've got of it. You're probably wondering how I can actually enjoy a series, a mini-series, when I've only got one issue of it. And it's because I've read the comic. I've either borrowed the trade paperback off somebody, or I've got the trade paperback from the library or something like that. But I don't actually own the rest of the comics. So obviously, before I get invited on the Jonathan Ross show, I'm going to have to get the rest of the issues of Turf. And I think there's only one issue of America's Got Powers that I'm missing. So that's not too bad going. Next we have Uncanny X-Men number -1. This was a set of comics that Marvel was doing in 2000. I want to say 2001. I don't know why. Because it was done in 1997. But they showed what happened to the characters from their comics prior to the first issue. So you had Amazing Spider-Man -1, which showed Peter Parker before he got his Spider-Man powers. The Fantastic Four -1, I believe, showed the Fantastic Four before they had their powers. Uncanny X-Men showed, I believe it was Professor X before he lost his hair. So yeah, they were a bit hit and miss, these flashback issues. I think they were more missed from what I remember seeing of people's love for these comics. The flashback issues, I think they were more miss than hit. But you know, they're still quite interesting little reads and such, and I enjoy them. And I might see if I can pick up some more of them as they go cheap. You know, why not? From Free Comic Book Day last year, we have got the very first issue of Valiant Comics. I believe this is the first issue that was produced by Valiant Comics in 2012. I have seen there was a promo comic that had Exo Man of War #1 and Harbinger #1, which was like a flip book. But I think that was published after this one. So if anybody knows anything about that, let us know in the comment section down below. Really like to find out about that. I don't have that flip book, unfortunately. Another Free Comic Book Day comic. This one's from 2010, War of the Supermen, which was the story arc that went through all the super titles in DC Comics in 2010. And this was the when New Krypton appeared and Earth and New Krypton went to war, and obviously Superman was on the side of Earth. And we have Web of Spider-Man #3. Really nice painted cover there with the Rhino on it, who is in the new Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie. And we have this comic here as part of a set of comics that was brought out by DC in 2010, and it crossed over with their Blackest Night event. And what they did was they produced, I think it was 8 titles from comics that were cancelled, but then what they called resurrected them for one issue for the Blackest Night, obviously, because you had the Black Lanterns, which were resurrected heroes and and such. And there was, what was it? There was the Phantom Stranger. I'm not going to say numbers because I'll probably get the numbers wrong, but there was an issue of the Phantom Stranger, an issue of James Robinson's Starman. Yeah, mine's gone a blank. I can't think of what ones were. There was loads of anyway. I think about 8 to 10 issues. I've got all of them because I got every single issue that crossed over with Blackest Night. And this is Weird Western Tales number 71, which resurrected all the old Western heroes like Jonah Hex, Batlash, what was his name? The Silver Bison, I think it was that. Scalp Hunter, Super Chief, Firehair, all the old Western characters that were printed by DC Comics, and they were all chucked into this comic as Black Lanterns for one issue only. Now, the couple of videos ago, I said that I was probably the biggest Elseworld fan ever, DC Elseworld fan ever, and that's because I really do like tales of what could possibly be. I do like the whole alternative dimension idea which comics give you, which is one of the reasons why I liked Elseworld, because it took the heroes that you knew well and loved and put a completely different spin on them for a few issues that was a completely different take on them. Batman in the Victorian times fighting Jack the Ripper, Superman being raised in Russia, you had Batman as a Green Lantern, and so on and so forth. The majority of them, Elseworld comics, were Batman comics. I remember there was a 6-issue Commandy miniseries that was brought out, which I got, which will be shown to you at some point, I'm sure, in the future. But the series that Marvel did, which was in the same vein as DC's Elseworld, was What If. And I don't have many issues of What If, but the ones I do have, I really enjoy reading. And I just love seeing the whole, what could have been, what possibly would have happened if such and such a person did this rather than that, or if this happened instead of that. I'm picking up the What If AVX miniseries that's coming out. Hopefully it'll be better than the actual miniseries that originally came out. But this is What If from the first series. This is What If number 10, and it's what if Jane Foster had found the Hammer of Thor. Which was a really interesting story, and it is Jane Foster as a female Thor, and it's a brilliant story, absolutely brilliant story. I think I wish that Marvel would do more What If comics other than these special one-offs that they used to do, or miniseries that they're doing now. Next we have Wolverine number 59, which is part of the Wolverine's Wolverine ends up dying and trying to come back to the land of the living. This one, the only reason why I bought this was because of Howard Chaykin's artwork. Really, I like Howard Chaykin. I know a lot of people don't like Howard Chaykin, but I do. I really do like his artwork. It's quite an interesting and a very striking visual entity, if you will. And there's Wonder Woman 41, with Power Girl in this issue, written by Gail Simone, who is now doing the new issues for Dynamite for Red Sonja, which looks really good. That's had rave reviews. Gail Simone's Red Sonja looks like it could be really good. I've still got to wait for my issue to turn up, but there you go. Another flashback issue. This is the X-Men -1. And then from the regular issue series of X-Men, we have X-Men number 55, which is part of the Onslaught event that happened in 1996, I think it was, in Marvel Comics. I'll tell you now, I don't have a lot of Marvel Comics in my collection. Like I've said in previous videos, I was a massive, a huge, if I'd go so far as say a massive, so big it was more than massive, more than huge. I was a massive DC fan, and so and the only comics I would buy would be DC Comics. Marvel Comics didn't even get a look in when I was buying comics years ago. So you won't see that many Marvel Comics in my collection. And if you do see any Marvel Comics in my collection, most of them I've purchased in the last 10 years or so. So it might sound a lot in 10, that might sound a long time, 10 years, but in the comic industry, 10 years not that long. So yeah. Next up, we have the first issue of X-O Manowar from the rebooted Valiant series, and I won't bore you with what I think of Valiant Comics. They're just brilliant. They're knocking the ball right out of the park every issue that they bring out, every single month. And there's another copy of issue 1. Issue 2, and these covers are absolutely beautiful, painted covers. Number 4. Number 5, the first appearance this time around of Ninjak. Number 6. Anything, I don't have many of the variant covers of these comics, unfortunately, but the main thing is I've got the comics in any case. So number 7. And finally for this video we have X-O Manowar number 8. So there you go. That is every single comic that is in box 2 of my collection. Next video will be box 3, so that'll be 3.1. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Hope this was interesting to at least somebody out there seeing this. If this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, hi, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe down whatever side it is the subscription button is now. If you want to comment, if you know anything about any of these comics that you want to put down in the comment section, then please feel free to do so. If you liked the video, thumbs up. Great, I love seeing green thumbs in my little box there. If you didn't like the video, then feel free to thumbs it down. It doesn't really bother me. But if you do thumbs it down, say why you thumbs it down, because then I can make these videos better if you do that. So that just leaves me to say thank you for watching. Enjoy the comics that you read, and I will see you soon. Take care. Ta-ta for now.